Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of SportsPoint, the SportsPoint classroom, where Liam is going to teach me about hockey today. Welcome, everybody. We got Liam and Brody here, our trusty sidekicks here at SportsPoint.
Sidekicks?
Co-hosts, CO-host, not sidekick. This is the classroom. Hi, everybody. Take attendance. Liam is the professor today.
Shut up.
They trust him?
All right. Now we're getting started.
We're learning
about hockey today because Frankie doesn't know a single thing about hockey, and it's really funny to watch him flounder. All right.
Yes.
So, Frankie, do you know what the positions are called?
So we got the goaltender. We've got left back.
Nope.
We got right back.
Nope.
We've got striker.
No.
Sure.
We've got center forward.
I mean, almost.
And,
You're getting there.
and we've got the defensive midfielder.
I mean, no, but you were close on a couple of them. A goaltender, good job, buddy.
Got that? I got one?
Yeah.
One for
It's
six.
it's shortened to goalie most of the time.
One for six. That's
old,
like 19% or something.
If you could do that math, sure.
Sure. So, each team is allowed to field 6 players at any one time. It's recommended that you have 5 skaters. Yes.
Why is it called fielding when you're on ice?
That's just terminology.
Okay. No further.
They're allowed to have players on
questions.
the ice. Shut up, Frankie.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Sorry.
All right, so we have 6 players at any one time. You are allowed to have 6, no more. I mean, sometimes less, but why would you do that?
Why would
you're forced
you?
to? It's recommended that you have a goalie. You don't have to. You can literally just put 6 people out there if you want. Your goal is going to be open, and they can just shoot whenever they want. But
It's a bad idea.
if that's what you want to do, go for it. All right.
Strategy.
So we have from left to right. And I've marked them. See, it says left and right.
Right.
Okay.
I see that.
Now, these are called forwards.
Forwards.
You can guess that because they're forwards.
On the ice.
On the ice.
Okay.
Yeah, they're usually going to be your goal scorers. They're the guys who you are up closer to the goal. They're kind of hovering around the corners in front of the net and stuff like that. Center, which is the center guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
In the
center guy.
He's in the center.
Yeah, he's kind of hanging out usually in the center of the ice, of the zone.
Wow, crazy.
Wow, crazy. He's kind of getting in front of the goalie, trying to block his views.
Will he go up and down the ice?
Yeah, he moves.
He moves quite a bit.
We'll get to that. He has to.
Okay.
Then we have defensive.
Yep.
The defensemen. As you can guess it, they're on defense.
Defensive lineman?
Yes. Well, no.
Well,
I mean, technically speaking,
What should I call them?
defenseman.
Defensemen. The defensemen.
yes.
Will there
You
be a
have-
quiz later?
Yes.
Okay.
I will actually send you a quiz. I'm not even joking about
All right.
that. All right. So these guys are called wingers.
Wingers.
Yes. So left wing, right wing, all of them are forwards.
Bok, bok. Wings.
I'm gonna break this whiteboard today.
You might get an F.
I'm listening.
So usually these guys are in charge of being in the corners. So around here, they're kind of facilitating puck movement. They're also the guys who are probably going to get the most shots off.
Okay. They're hanging out in the corners.
Yeah, but
right.
they're also like kind of hanging out in this kind of general area.
So if I were to say they're trying to get their forwards up the ice,
That is correct.
that would make sense.
Yes, that would make sense.
Yes.
Good job, Frank.
Thank you.
Now, center, he's hanging out in front of the crease, which is this blue half circle right here at the top and
All
down
right.
here. That's where the goalie sits.
He can't leave that.
He can absolutely leave that. He just can't go past this halfway line.
Oh, he can't? Okay.
Yeah, but he can go anywhere on the ice.
So what's it there for?
So there are a lot of rules concerning goaltender interference
Okay.
that will absolutely come up in a game.
Most certainly.
Everybody cries about it all the time, and half the time they're right, half the time they're not right, and nobody really knows what it entails.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you watch the NHL, it's going to happen a lot, and it's going to make you really mad.
Sounds like an NFL referee.
What's new?
All right,
Sorry.
so the defensemen, they're hanging out at the blue line.
Why is it blue?
Why is it blue?
Yeah.
So it can denote where the zone starts.
So Pat, when you're on your half. Shut up, man! I'm trying to. When you're past the blue line, that's their zone or your zone.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's the offensive or defensive zone, depending on whose side of the ice you're on.
I
Then you
gotcha.
have the neutral zone, and then offensive or defensive.
There's Switzerland in the middle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and
You can't-
Switzerland,
you can't
surprisingly, very good hockey players.
Can you
Thank
score
Switzerland.
from there?
You can score from anywhere on the
Okay.
ice.
All right.
There used to be a rule called the two line pass, where if you had the puck here and you pass it and it went past the blue line and then past another line, so like any two lines, that pass it's a penalty. You couldn't do it.
That's lame.
It is lame.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Because everybody hated it and it sucked, and then they changed that, so you can shoot it the entire length of the ice anytime that you want. Don't recommend it.
Okay.
It's a bad idea.
I won't do that.
All right, so the defensemen, they're hanging out here. As you can guess it, I mean, they're on defense.
Yep.
If they're on the attack, they're hanging out here so that they can kind of keep the puck in the zone. They also shoot from the point, and this is up here is the point. It's kind of the same as in basketball. So, like, if you're at the farthest away from the net, that's where the point is.
Okay.
In the zone.
The point. Why is it just in the middle of the zone? It's called the point.
Well, at the top of the zone.
Okay.
So, like,
Can they leave that zone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody, like, they have to. I'll get to that.
Okay.
So, if they're on attack, okay?
Yeah.
If they're on attack, so the puck is in here, they can be in the zone. If the puck exits the zone, everybody who is not on defense has to leave with the puck. They can no longer be in that zone. It's called offsides.
How long do they have to get out of there?
No, there is no time limit for them to get out of there. It's just that now, if like,
It's just a known fact that you have to leave
Yeah,
here.
it's
and
a
if
rule.
you don't,
Yes.
then I'm going to call you.
well, no, it's so like they can hang out for as long as they want. If the puck then re-enters the zone and they have not gotten out before it happens, then it's offsides. It's not a penalty. It's just like a stoppage. It's like a violation. So like in basketball, they put their hand on it, say stop, and then they restart play basically.
Stop boxing. Stop boxing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
And especially in hockey because it's
Nobody
legal,
move. Nobody hit each
legal
other.
sport where they
Stop fighting.
can absolutely fight, and it happens more than you think.
Awesome.
Too many times.
Too many times. All right, and that's kind of the same. It's basically the same exact thing down here. But if you're like on defense, so this is your zone, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to get out of the zone. When
I live
when it
there.
ends. Yeah, that's your zone. You,
I would like
you
to
can
stay
enter
here, please.
and leave as you please.
I'll charge you $45 a night.
Yes. Now the
Yes.
other thing about offsides is that if you're down here, right, you're a defense, you're battling for the puck. You get the puck and it goes up here. If your guy enters the zone before you do with the puck, then that's offsides again.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, puck first, player second.
Got it. Puck
Think about it.
first, player second.
Yeah.
Key rule.
Now I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. Ready?
Oh,
Ready for
man.
this? This is your
I've
first
never
pop
played
quiz.
baseball.
It's your first pop quiz.
popping.
All right. So, if a player has possession of the puck, so it's on their stick, and they enter back first. So they're back skating with the puck, and they enter back into a zone first. Is that offsides?
Yes.
No. If they have possession of the
point.
puck, if they have possession of the puck, it's not offsides.
Puck first.
Except in this instance.
Why?
Hockey rules.
Why not, man?
Hockey
Why not?
rules.
Okay. I do have a question.
Okay.
What do you call a hockey stick?
A hockey stick.
So like it's on his stick.
Yep.
The puck
The puck
is
the-
on his stick.
Yep.
You know how they call like the football the rock sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Is there another name for the puck?
Nope.
Is there any slang terminology for the stick?
Nope.
As far as
Well,
I
they call it timber or wood or something like
Firewood.
that.
He's
Firewood.
got the puck on his wood.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that for
Obvious reasons.
reasons.
All right.
Frankie, you look confused right now. What's going on, buddy?
I'm just processing a lot right now.
You're processing a lot of information right now?
I'm working hard though.
Okay, all right.
Or
Now,
hardly working.
you
Yes.
said that you knew kind of what icing was.
Yeah.
What's icing?
So icing is when you're on defense and the puck is in your zone and you're like, "Oh shoot, they're coming down on us really hard right now. They're really trying to score the best that they're throwing everything at us. I got to get this puck out of here." And then they hit it really hard past the center line and their zone line, and that's icing, and then it resets in their zone anyway.
I mean, at that
In a sense.
second half, yeah. So it doesn't matter if they're being hammered, basically. But I mean, that's usually when it happens. But
Okay.
basically, see this halfway point right here?
I do see that halfway point right
That's
there.
a good halfway point, right?
And you do that very straight line, yeah.
Thank you very much.
welcome.
So this half is my half, right? This is my
Yes,
half.
it
This
is.
is where this is my goalies here.
That's
This is
your
my
half.
defensive zone. This is my half.
Yeah, that's your half.
If I take the puck, right?
Yep.
And I shoot it all the way down here.
Yeah.
That's icing. If it reaches this red line down here.
Only if it hits that red line.
Yeah. So if it like takes and bounces off like this and it slowly stalls before it gets that, then no, it's not icing.
Okay.
It's only if it reaches this red line. It's also not icing if my dude touches it before it gets like on this half.
Okay.
This half of the ice before it reaches that red line. That's not icing.
That's not icing.
That's not icing.
That is not icing.
Yes,
no
and then
free ices for anybody.
vice versa. So if a guy down here shoots it all the way down there, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So when they do reset,
yeah,
after icing,
they are not allowed to change. The
No.
the team that
They
shot
can't
the
sub.
puck, they cannot sub in any players.
is that what it's called? A sub?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Substitution
Subs-
on the bench.
Sub sandwich.
Sub sandwich.
So they reset in those circles.
Yes, these ones down here.
How do they determine which one?
It is preference after an icing. So it is the team's preference which one they want.
Who do they ask on the team? The team captain? Or?
They, just anybody. It's like the
Hey, I want it over
the
there.
linesman will ask, and I'll explain linesman and referees to you later because there's a difference. The linesman, Frankie, you seem like you're overwhelmed a little bit.
I'm really good.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
So the linesman will ask, which one do you want? And the player will go, that one, and that's how they choose.
Got it. Easy,
Actually,
easy.
I didn't even know that.
Really?
So
You didn't know
yeah,
that?
I thought it was
just
like I thought it was like hash marks on a football.
I thought it was
field.
just based on where they hit it, but yeah.
No, it is,
Yeah.
it
Makes
is after
sense.
after an icing. Because when the puck gets frozen, that's like after anything. So like a goalie puts his hand on the puck. Goalie is the only person that's allowed to put their close their hand on
Yep.
the puck. You can catch a puck, immediately put it down. You can't like hold it or throw it or
Yeah.
hit it with your hand and bat it. Well, you can like move, like you can rush it away. But you can't pick it up, and then like throw it down. the
Don't
ice.
do that.
Don't do that.
Got it.
So after a goalie freezes the puck, if that goalie is on this side of the ice when he freezes it, or this side of the ice, that will determine which one he wants to, which face-off circle
The goalie gets to decide.
No, it's so like okay. So if the goalie freezes the puck on this
Oh, he
kinda
does
half,
it. He keeps it.
Yeah. That determines which one that he puts it on.
Got it. And that's
Yes.
called a face-off.
Yes.
And,
Good
and
job.
Do the face-offs happen after a is it called a foul or a
Penalty.
penalty?
Penalty.
Yes. They do,
Okay.
and they happen after literally any time that the play stops. That's it.
Anytime the play stops, there's a face-off.
Yes.
Yes.
And the only face-off in the center after a score and after a period.
Almost.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Almost, yeah. So if I'm in the center of the ice and I have the puck and I decide for whatever reason this marker's dying, put the cap on it, Brody. You're my teaching assistant now.
TA.
TA.
TA, Brody.
If I decide for some reason, because I'm a smart little guy, that I'm going to throw the puck out of the ice for some reason,
Yeah.
then it starts in that middle ice. So basically, they also kind of determine when the play happened. That's not a penalty. So like if I'm here and we're offsides, it'll be on this one. Or if I'm on this side and we're offsides on that side, then it'll be on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of just determines where the play was stopped.
So you don't lose possession if you have a penalty against you. You have the equal chance to get it back.
Yes.
Yes, but
That's
you
weird.
lose a guy.
But you lose a guy and the penalty happens in your defensive zone.
Okay, so you drop to four
You
skaters.
go down to 4 skaters.
Or
and-
even 3 if there's 2
Yeah,
penalties.
if there's 2 penalties,
That's
2 or more penalties,
painful.
it's 5-on-3.
That's bad.
Yes, it
And
is.
they go in the penalty box for how long?
So it varies.
Yes, it does.
All right, so all standard penalties. Ready? Are you ready for this? You
Yeah.
ready for this, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, you look kind of overwhelmed.
No,
is what
I'm good,
asking
I'm
you.
good,
You
I'm
good?
good.
You sure?
Yes.
You look kind of insane right now.
I'm a little. I'm
Little
ready.
overwhelmed.
Give
All
me a
right,
little bit
so-
more.
Kind of normal penalties, so like tripping, like you intentionally trip somebody,
Don't
or
do that.
roughing or charging and stuff like that, depending on severity.
What qualifies roughing and charging?
So roughing is like after the whistle's over, and I'm kind of
You start grabbing the guy, punching him maybe.
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of a
Yep.
push, and if it's referee's discretion, but that would kind of what we constitute.
And charging?
Roughing. Charging is where hitting is legal. This is a contact sport.
Yeah.
Now charging is when you you basically are full steam ahead. You're sprinting down the ice and you lay your shoulder into that guy.
Yes.
Which cool to see. Also a penalty.
Cool.
Sorry for that.
Does he have to have possession to be called a charge,
No.
or can I just hit anybody and get called on it?
Well, actually, yeah, he does have to have possession for a charge. If it's not, then it's
Yes.
interference.
Oh, and
Yes,
another
that's
word.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, those penalties, 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes.
2 minutes in the box.
and it ends if the team scores a goal.
Oh, okay.
If the team who has the power play scores the goal.
What is a power play?
Power play is what it's called when you have 5 guys and they have 4 guys.
Here comes the
3.
power play.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 would be 2-man advantage.
3 would be a 2-man advantage. Still a power play.
Still
Power
play.
play, 2-man advantage. at the same time?
Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, sure.
Anyways, if the team that has the power play scores a goal, penalty's over.
Yeah.
You come out of the box.
Yeah.
Now, there's major penalties. So those ones we talked about were minor penalties. There's major penalties, and those are 5 minutes.
What qualifies for a major penalty?
Elbowing. So I stuck my elbow out of that guy's head. Or
Yeah.
you speared him. Or
With your stick?
Yes,
Like-
it actually
like a
happened
spear,
to the
yeah.
Pointers last year, too.
Oh my
It did.
gosh.
Or, where you cause a massive concussion on the guy who was not paying attention. That also happened last year in hockey.
Are those the only major penalties?
No, there's a ton. Basically, it's anything that causes significant endangerment to a person.
Okay, and
Yes.
that's just referee discretion again.
That
as
is
well.
also referee discretion.
Yep.
There is specific down the list, but there's a lot to learn. So what I'm letting you know is that basically it's something that would cause a lot of bodily harm.
Okay, and who are the officials?
Okay, so we have 2 referees and 2 linesmen.
4.
Yes,
Officials.
but the 2 linesmen cannot call penalties like the normal penalties and stuff.
What do they do?
So they are in charge of judging what is icing.
Okay.
So they'll communicate with each other. They'll be like, okay, this guy was beyond the line. It'll be icing. And then he determines if it's icing down here or not. It can be waved off if they determine that guy's like, okay, I'm just going to let it stretch. It's really not going to make it there. But if I let it go enough, maybe it will. And like if they're really trying to draw that icing call,
Yeah.
they'll wave it off. And they'll be like, no, you get going, basically.
Wave off an icing call?
Yeah, so basically, if it's icing, they'll just put their hands out, kind of like the umpire motioning safe.
Right.
And
Or they'll yell no.
Or they'll yell
yeah.
no, something that could indicate to.
Why wouldn't it be icing? Just because it didn't cross the line?
But it's like that's their discretion.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the linesman's discretion. So like if they're like, okay, you had a chance to play that puck before it reached the end line, then it's not icing.
Oh, so like if you have a shot at it and you choose not to take it, then that's not icing.
Yeah. So like I mean, if it's moving real slow and you could absolutely come up and play that puck, touch that puck before it reaches the.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're also in charge of judging offsides.
Okay.
That's their main job. They also are, unfortunately, the guys who got to get in the middle of fights and break them up.
Oh no.
And they're
Poor
also
guys.
the main guys who restart. They drop the puck for the face-off.
Okay, and then the referees do.
The referees call penalties, so
Okay,
they are in
penalties.
charge of calling the penalties.
Yes.
And that's a lot to take in, and we're at the 2-minute warning
We're at
here
a 2-minute
on
warning.
this video.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to give me a pop quiz. This could be part
Actually-
1 of my training.
This might be part 1, but is there any questions you have so far?
So many.
So many.
But I feel like I have a loose understanding of the game now. I think I'll have to like watch a few games and just like say, oh, that's what he was talking about.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, that's how that works.
Yes.
Yeah, but do you want to quiz me on anything beforehand? I now know what the regulation size of a rink
Of which rink though?
of the professional
NHL.
NHL, the
What-
NHL.
what's the?
It's 200 feet by 85 feet.
Good job,
There you
buddy.
go. Great
Yeah.
start.
What's
Thank
an
you,
Olympic
thank you.
size?
It's unregulated. It's bigger. It's much bigger. It's 50 feet bigger.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I actually do have a question for you. I did give you homework before this episode happened.
That's true.
Who's your favorite NHL team?
Well, Liam.
Depending on what you answered, this may or may not have a hole in it.
Yes.
Well, Liam, Brody. I went into the NHL rankings, looked at every team that ever has existed
no.
in the NHL, and there were a couple teams that caught my eye. I like the jerseys, I like the name, and I recognized one team from last year's postseason that I love their hometown name. I like their jerseys, and I like the name was fun to say
He's going with Canucks.
in my brain.
Oh, no.
He's
So
going with Canucks.
I believe this is a Canadian team.
He's going with Canucks.
Oh, no.
What division are the Golden Knights in?
They're in
The
the
Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific.
Okay, so this team is also in the Pacific.
Oh, no.
They wear not red. They wear orange and blue.
Oh!
You're not going with the Oilers,
The
are you?
Edmonton Oilers are my favorite team. So-
Could you hit him with this, please?
no,
Can you hit him with
what's
that?
the big deal?
What do you mean, what's the big
What's
deal?
the big deal with Edmonton?
They suck. That's the big deal.
But they're fun. Edmonton. That's a fun name.
My brother would absolutely hate you because he's a
Yeah.
Calgary Flames
we got to
fan.
educate him on rivalries next.
Yes.
So you guys
Dude,
don't like the Edmonton Oilers?
No!
But they were in the postseason last
I
year.
don't care. The Leafs were in the postseason too.
Yes, so were the Panthers. So was the Kraken.
How many teams go into the postseason?
16.
16? That's half the league, right?
Yeah.
Edmonton Oilers. I don't know. I trusted my gut. It was the Anaheim Ducks,
I can already see my brother
the Chicago Blackhawks,
texting me.
So you've
or
bad
it was
team,
the
bad
Edmonton
team.
Oilers.
Wow.
They all
Okay.
suck, I know, but Keaton told me to go with my gut.
Keaton, you are wrong. You are
Don't
wrong.
you wave it off. This is your fault.
Sorry.
Okay, we get to educate. So next episode will be on rivalries, and we get to tell him that basically if he goes to Calgary, he's going to die.
So,
Yes.
But you said I can't like anybody's team anymore.
No.
I have to pick
No,
my team and
basically,
stick with my team.
this team is you are going to live and die by this team now, and you.
But
will-
your teams are doing well. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You can't like him. You will now pick the Edmonton Oilers. That's your team from now until the
I don't
time
have
you
anything
die.
against your team yet.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you'll figure it
You'll
out.
figure it out.
Long live Edmonton.
I think that's going to do it for this class.
Yeah.
Last period.
You're already good enough.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here at the SportsPoint Classroom. Stay tuned for part 2.